Okay, the date of the appointment is 12/3/2018. I'm here with patient ID number 17088. She is a 26-year-old female presenting for nutritional counseling. And you don't have any chief concerns today, do you?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm that. I just wanted to thank you for taking part in this 5-day diary. I just want to review some findings with you, but first I'm going to go over your medical history. So it looks like you have the IUD in, it's non-hormonal, you don't have any allergies, and it looks like, is that all right for your medical history?
Yep.
Okay, and it looks like for your dental and social history, these can just be some things that relate back to your oral health. Some things I do notice right away. It looks like you are drinking coffee every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can go into more detail about that later, but just wanted to let you know that, are you drinking it right away, or do you kind of sip on it throughout the morning?
Just in one sitting.
Oh, okay. So that's really good. I just wanted to let you know that if the longer that acid sits on your teeth, the more it can kind of wear away at your enamel, which I'll get into a little bit more later. It looks like you don't have any EOIO findings. I didn't notice anything, but some things that there could be could have been like, if you're not getting enough water, you could have some fissures on your tongue or some stuff like that. But nothing that I noticed, so looking good. It looks like, going over your caries classification, it looks like you're at a moderate caries risk due to some tooth morphology, and you wear an ortho appliance at night?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And it also looks like, when we did the disclosing solution, we put the pink on your teeth, it looks like you're at a 25% with your plaque index. Okay. So, just some things I wanted to go over with you, like with that moderate caries risk. I want to tell you a little bit about the process and how that works. So there are these 4 factors that all come together to form a cavity. So that has to do with your cariogenic diet, which we're going to be going over in your nutritional counseling. So cariogenic diet just means things that cause for higher caries risk, which are cavities. So things like the sugar and the longer that's sitting in your teeth. Also salivary factors. So if you didn't have a lot of saliva, what the saliva does is it helps, kind of cleanse your teeth, helps remineralize the deposits that are on there. And so yeah, without a lot of saliva, that can kind of cause for a good environment for cavities, and also tooth resistance. If you don't have that strong tooth already, or if it's a tooth that has been filled, it's more susceptible to being having another cavity. In microorganisms, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. So the bad bacteria in your mouth, you need to make sure that you're brushing every day, you're getting that, desegregating that plaque so it's not able to congregate on your teeth. So, all right, it looks like we're gonna go over your dietary analysis then. Let's see. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of the foods that you're eating. For each day, we kind of went over and totaled up the amount of carbs, the amount of sugars, and different things like that. So your overall sweet score was 11. In all the days combined. We divided that by 5 because there were 5 days, and we got a overall sweet score of 2.2, which that puts you between a low and a moderate risk. And like I said earlier, it depends on the frequency of, with the liquid sweets, how long it's taking you, or even the snacking. If you're snacking, you're eating your snack right away, or if you're kind of, I know you're in school, eating it, throughout the whole lecture, things like that. So also, for someone with your height or your age, we would like you to be getting about 2,000 calories each day. It looks like some days you were falling a little bit short of that. Like the first day, it looks like you got only 648, which is something that raises a little bit of concern for me. Yeah, so we just want to make sure that you're eating enough, and that the foods that you're eating, it also looks like on November 15th, 524 calories. We just want to make sure that you're eating enough food while you're in school. I know you have a busy schedule, but making sure that you're getting enough. So it looks like some other things that are recommended for you would be, 2 cups of fruit, 2.5 cups of veggies. You're doing great with your vegetables. I know that you don't eat meat, and so you're eating more veggies, which is great. But it looks like some days you're falling short of that fruit. We just want to make sure that days that you aren't eating your smoothies in the morning, because it looks like those are getting exactly what you need, you're just also getting the fruit that you need too. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so also recommended for you would just be, getting 6 ounces of grains and then 5.5 ounces of protein every day, which I know that you're getting alternative sources of protein. So going into that, you aren't eating meat or seafood. So meat would be about 26 ounces per week, and seafood would be 8 ounces per week. So when you're eliminating that other category for your protein, you're getting it from your nuts, your seeds, and your soy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're compensating from there, because it says only 4 ounces per week is what you're supposed to have recommended.
Mm-hmm.
With your alternative diet, you are getting more than that. With the tofu that you're eating, it looks like on November 13th, that was 16 ounces. So that's already 4 times the recommended amount, but it does make sense since you are trying to compensate for the other areas.
Mm-hmm.
It also looks like, you're supposed to get, 3 cups of dairy. Well, another thing with your meat is something that we want to make sure you're getting, since you aren't eating meat in your protein, is that you're getting enough B12. That's something we just want to watch out for. So I just want to make sure, are you getting that from any other sources? Are you taking any supplements or anything?
Yeah, I'm taking a B12 vitamin.
Oh,
every
okay,
day.
that's perfect. So we're making sure that you're getting that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Glad that you're watching out for that. So now on to the dairy. You're supposed to get 3 cups of dairy in. It's a recommended daily amount for you.
Mm-hmm.
Since you aren't eating any dairy, we just want to make sure that you're getting the calcium and the nutrients that you need. Are you taking a calcium supplement or anything like that?
No.
Okay, that might be something to look into. Just because calcium is good for the health of your teeth, keeping them strong and different things like that in your bones. So now onto the oils. It looks about like 27 grams of oils per day. You can get the oils from things like avocados and olives. I know that in your diet, you do eat a lot of olives, and that's kind of incorporated into your Lebanese meals. And so I'm not concerned about that. That doesn't look like an area of concern to me. All right. So I just want to touch one more time, strong finish about this remineralization process. So like I mentioned earlier, the demineralization comes from, having that coffee in the morning, anything with sugar or high acidity, like the fruit smoothies or things like that even. So with the remineralization though, and this also ties into that high frequency when you're eating in between meals, if you aren't allowing the 20 minutes after, you aren't really allowing the time for your calcium and phosphate ions to help remineralize your teeth. So the remineralization can also be helped by getting fluoride at the dentist, rinsing your mouth out with water afterwards. And a good thing too, it looked like your saliva helps remineralize, like I also mentioned, and it looked like in your EOI, your salivary was fine. I also just want to make sure that you're using some floss or some form of an interdental cleaner to get seeds out of your teeth from the smoothies and different things like that, the whole grain bread even, you want to make sure you're removing that properly. And you are at a periodontal risk 1, so you don't have any loss of attachment and no bone loss this time, but just making sure that if you keep up these good habits and the brushing habits that you won't progress and get bone loss. And yeah, I just want to ask you a couple questions, assess your understanding. So how did your change in diet make you feel, becoming from eating meat to switching it on?
Better than I felt before. It made me feel like more energized and less tired when I ate. I also it made me limit myself from eating like bad things like sweets and anything like that, because I knew I couldn't eat them because of the things that were added into it, but it also kept me from eating like added sugars or things that I shouldn't be eating.
And it looks like you've been doing a really good job at that. Most of your sweets came from natural sugars, except for a cupcake. You had a cupcake one day and a cookie another day. And it looks like you're doing well with that. Like, that's not an area of concern. Just making sure that you are getting enough fruits and vegetables and the grains and everything and the protein. And then what do you feel like you've learned from this dietary analysis or takeaway?
That I need to step it up in the places that I'm not, getting enough daily those days, because I do care about my health. So that's something that I want to work on.
Okay. Well, I care about it too, so we can just assess this, in the weeks coming and see how things have changed, and I'll work with you together on this. And do you have any other goals or anything that you?
To work on keeping a well-balanced diet and making sure that my oral health is affected positively by it as well.
And we could even talk about rinsing after meals, or like after the smoothie, so some of the high acidity things. But I think those are some really good goals.
Flossing after.
And just giving your teeth that time to remineralize, which I think you're doing a good job of already. So good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.